Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Bargain Garden, the king of bargain gardens. I messed up my own title. Anyway, today we're doing an episode involving the Portland Trail Blazers. On my head you'll see a Trail Blazers hat. Right across here it says Portland. And that back here you have the Trail Blazers logo. Now I got this shirt for this hat for $10 in the Portland Trail Blazers team store inside the Rose Garden Arena. I'm not calling it the Moda Center. It's the Rose Garden. I don't like the name of Moda Center. I don't like how it sounds. So as far as I'm concerned, it's the Rose Garden. Now back in 2010, October to be specific, when I got this hat, it was probably $25 or $30 originally. I got it for 10 bucks. Why? Because I'm cheap. I like being cheap. Why get a hat for $30 when you can get it for $10? Why not? And that was the day I saw the red and white scrimmage game where the Trailblazers played against each other. And the weird thing was, I was at the game watching it in person, and then later on it was on TV, and I was sitting there watching it, and I said to my wife, this is like science fiction. I'm sitting here watching this, but I know I'm sitting there. So it's fun to watch something on TV that you were at in person. So anyway, now that I got done babbling about the hat, now the jersey, which you see matches the color of my shoes down here somewhat. Now this is a Brandon Roy jersey. As you can see, it says Portland right here in the 7th, and then these stripes and that. This is where I got a little, I had a vanilla cream donut today. And so anyway, and it's a Brandon Roy jersey. Now this jersey was $110, but it was marked down to $40. I was trying to get one of those 1977 throwback red Blazers jerseys to have Blazers going down here, and it was also Brandon Roy. But one of my fellow fat men got there ahead of me because it was also a 2XL, and I was like, well played, fellow fat man. But then I found this, and they were having some sort of sale. It wasn't even the end of season. I don't know what they were doing, but they were having a sale. And it was the day they were playing the Atlanta Hawks, and this was $110 marked down to $40. I'm like, that's a pretty good price, so I'm gonna get it. So $40 is normally somewhat more than I might pay because I'm kind of cheap. But if you want a Brandon Roy jersey, and it's $110 marked down to $40, and if you got the skills to pay the bills, you got to scoop it up. And so I did, and I got to meet Brandon Roy a couple different times. He signed a pennant, a program, a photo. I got his autograph like 3 times. And that's okay because he's not playing anymore, but at the time he was. And so they were playing the Hawks that day. The Hawks had the Hawks had a 26-point lead, and the Trailblazers almost came back and won, which is interesting because the year before they were losing. They had a 25-point lead versus the Jazz, and they wound up blowing it. So they blew a 25-point lead, and then they almost came back from a 26-point deficit. Now that's kind of amazing. You get this, you got that. So anyway, this has been another episode of the King of Bargain Gardens. Today, talking about the Portland Trailblazers, my basketball team of preference since the 1989 trade of Buck Williams from the New Jersey Nets to the Portland Trailblazers. One of the stupidest trades in the history for the New Jersey Nets, but a great trade for the Trailblazers because they got Buck Williams and they go to the NBA Finals 2 times in 3 years after getting bounced out in the first round 4 times in a row. So Buck Williams must have been the missing piece. And I'm hoping this year the Trailblazers are going to get to the finals because they should have gone last year. They had a lead in every game versus Golden State. So if they could have just held on to those leads, they could have got in there and they might have beaten Toronto. Who knows? But also if they held that 7-point lead versus the Lakers in the year 2000, they're in the finals then, and they would have smacked Indiana. So this year, get over the hump and get in the NBA Finals and win it. Stop blowing leads. So anyway, this has been another episode of the King of Bargain Gardens. I'm the King of Bargain Gardens, and you are the viewer. And thank you for being the viewer. And click the subscribe button and tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your loved ones. Get out the Ouija board, speak to some spirits, and tell them to subscribe too. And thanks for watching. We are off like a Hilton Sisters dress when a $5 bill is presented at a party.